So I'm Luke Ashbrown. I work with WeShape as a project lead, consultant, and I do an awful lot of sales and prep with WeShape. So when enterprises are implementing DevOps strategy, they often come into the approach thinking that either it's a product that they can implement and be done with it, but it's a practice. It's a process and a set of activities your teams have to do continuously. And it's about cultural change and not just a one-off implementation. So often the expectation going into adoption and into transformation is seen as a one and done, but it's got to be taken as a cultural change within your team. So implementing DevOps will deliver a certain set of values. One of them is going to be a focus on improving your iteration times. This drives down the cost to delivery of value, or the time to delivery of value, both of which are almost interchangeable. The faster you can deliver smaller increments of value to your product and to your customers, the more quickly your business can realize that value. DevOps is the youngest in a series of innovations in the industry. Agile, cloud adoption, and DevOps would be three of the main tiers of change over the last few years I see having happened. In the next few years, I think DevOps is going to grow much like the previous two have in adoption and implementation around businesses. I think with that, we'll also get a formalization of frameworks and approaches where people try to create prescriptive approaches to do DevOps. But one of the problems with that obviously is that if it's too prescriptive, they think that, or people will think that that's a one-size-fits-all solution. And what we have to do is be particular and see all the parts of DevOps as a set of building blocks that we want to implement as they fit our needs, or as they fit the businesses and the product's needs going forward. So one of the things to think going forward is be wary of very prescriptive approaches. There's probably wisdom in a lot of them, and it's worth learning about them, but we have to make sure that each component, not just the whole, but each component of those approaches actually fits needs. When we're dealing with new clients, we often hear that they want to have a unified approach to delivering their DevOps practice. Usually that means they want a platform that all their engineering teams are going to use, whether that's a continuous integration framework, a delivery approach, or just a infrastructure setup approach. Often this comes from their teams having piecemeal put together their own environments. So when they have numerous teams, they'll have numerous fragmented approaches to implementing infrastructure, software delivery, build and test. So what you need to do often is show how we get away from a project team approach and into an overall product and platform approach.